I'd like to invite Chris Johnson forward, who is going to offer a eulogy about his wife, Jami.
Thanks, Peter. Good morning, everybody. I know we all didn't want to be here for this purpose, but I felt it important to give the eulogy, and I know you're not supposed to stare at notes, but I'm a writer and I wrote it a million times, so I want to get it right. Let me get it here. I'm going to read you a lyric from a song by Three Doors Down called Here Without You. It says, I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my mind. And I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, girl, there's only you and me. I've been listening to a lot of music. Music is therapy when there is sadness, trauma, unexpected loss. This song encapsulates absolutely everything that I am feeling right now. I want to thank everyone for being here and for those watching on the live stream. You have helped my family and I as we guide ourselves through this difficult time. And I also want to thank to all who have given to the GoFundMe page and those who plan on giving. I mean, it is going to help immensely with all the bills and everything, because we had been in the hospital about 6 or 7 times since August, and that kind of adds up. I first met Jami back in 2014. She was in a relationship with another Chris who really gave Chris's a bad name. But we got along so well, I thought we could be friends and just keep talking. We talked for 6 months, whether it was texting or on the phone. We confided in one another when things got rough. Sorry, the little alert for the Braves came up and it knocked my whole notes. It's not baseball yet, come on. Okay. So yeah, we talked for 6 months. We confided in one another when things got rough. I even bought her a pizza when she told me she was going to, quote, eat a jar of pickles for dinner. She loved pickles, but I told her that is not a meal. So I bought her a Papa John's pizza, and she will always remember that. Fast forward to January of 2015. Jami texted me that she had just been ghosted by her then boyfriend. He broke up with her and basically cut off all contact. I consoled her, we talked for a few days, and then I decided to take my shot. I didn't care that it had only been 3 days. I asked her if she wanted to go to dinner and a movie, and she said yes. And I remember asking her about the day before our first date. I asked her if she was excited about our date, and it was news to her that it was a date. I remember her telling me that she was kind of floored by that, but she decided, why not? We had been friends for about, like I said, 6 months, and see where it went. And after our first date, I knew she would be my wife one day. And our nickname, and I know people are gonna think I'm cheesy, but we made up a nickname when we got married, and it's Chris plus Jami. So you take the first 3 letters of my name, and and the last 3 letters of her name, and it's Crammy. Chrami. Jami battled through a lot of health issues. Her liver transplant in March of 2017, which I will always thank Georgetown University Hospital and the transplant team there. I remember she didn't have insurance, and then the job that I had let me go because I was spending too much time with my wife, is what my boss told me. And the Georgetown doctors all got together and said, don't worry about the cost, we will pay for it. They covered her entire transplant. And the miraculous thing to me was when they finally put her on the list for a liver, and less than 24 hours later, they got a call saying that they had one. Because I remember I had gone over and watched Kentucky basketball. It was in the tournament, and then I got a call from her saying they have a liver for me and I'm gonna get the surgery tomorrow. So shortly after that, she was diagnosed with AHUS, atypical hemolytic uremic syndrome. It's an extremely rare disease characterized by low levels of circulating red blood cells due to their destruction, which is anemia, and a low platelet count. So on top of everything she had already been through, we got this as well. But even after all that, she was determined, we had been engaged, but she was determined for us to get married. And I remember we had originally had a date in September, and we moved it to October 8th. And October 8th is a very important date in my family. It is not only my dad Kent's birthday, it's my Uncle Barry's birthday, and my cousin Barry's wife Joy was also born on October 8th. So I figured, there's one way to not forget your wedding anniversary. But after, Jami lost her mom, Cami, shortly a month after we got married. But even after all those challenges and grief, she fought and stayed as positive and courageous as anyone I knew. We went on trips to New York City, the Bahamas twice, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, South Carolina was one of her favorite places. She loved oysters and rare steak. She introduced me to Kennywood up near Pittsburgh, which is an amusement park. She also introduced me to Permane Brothers and many other things. One memory I have is when we went to the Potomac Nationals ballpark in Woodbridge, which they are now in Leesburg, or not Leesburg, they are in Fredericksburg. And it was Corey Feldman night. Corey Feldman, if you don't know who he is, was in the Goonies, and he was in a lot of 80s movies with another Corey. I remember standing in line for about 2 hours. They were giving out One-Eyed Willie bobblehead dolls, and they spelled One-Eyed Willie completely wrong on the bobblehead. And I remember when we met Corey Feldman, and I had a License to Drive DVD from one of my friends who's here, Guy Chrisman, and I remember he just kept looking at it going, am I getting money from this? I've never seen this before. But I remember what he signed on the bobblehead, which I always kind of joked with Jami about. He put, "To Jami, love Corey Feldman." And I'm like, love? This was before we had gotten married. I'm like, you better watch it, buddy. Jami always put everyone else first. No matter how bad things got with her health, she would always ask, how are you doing? Is there anything you need? even when she was the one in a hospital bed. She would do things like even remember your favorite Starbucks order, which her orders were just with food were legendary because I always got it wrong. No matter, even when I texted her, I said, text me what you want, and somehow something would get left off. And, she had her particular, orders that I needed to get right. Being human, we're the ones in need of consoling because we are the ones still here. Jami was called to heaven because God knew it was her time and she had been suffering for far too long. She had fought courageously, but our unborn child and her mother needed her to come home. Jami was my best friend, the love of my life. I miss her greatly, but I know she's in a better place and no longer in pain. I love you, Jami. Keep watching over your in-laws, your dad, your brother, my brother, and your nephews. As it says in 2 Timothy 4, verse 7 and 8, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid upon me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. God bless you all, and thank you for being here.